Live. This is the market update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this new channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live, and smash the like button and share the stream with your friends. Today, the jobs report, why stocks are up, why crypto is going to be up on Monday. I sense the creeping God candle is coming. If you want the details and the charts, along with the dollar index, and watch me make fun of everybody who's still bullish the dollar index, don't go anywhere. Let's welcome the people joining the stream. We have Bull Runner here first, followed by Richard Barry from Augusta, Georgia. Spin is in. I need a nap from Kentucky. Right? Ashton is here. Mats, hi, from Norway. Welcome. Hamilton, Ontario is here. Windy, South Dakota. Kenneth Phillips. All right. Richard Barry wants the hand green crystal ball. That shirt ain't green. Yes, it's not green, but don't worry. I'm looking at something called Austin FC. It's a soccer team here in Austin. Their logo is bright green, so I'm working on it. Block Connect. Willimeter, right? Thank you for that compliment. Good evening from Germany, Croatia, Montreal is here, London in the house, Grandpa Rock, Crypto Crazy in the house. The regulars, welcome. New people, welcome. Welcome to the market update, where it's about helping you. Okay, now, news. Let's do it. By the way, just an administrative note. I moved heaven and earth to get the internet problem solved. So all of you who have been watching me freeze will no longer watch me freeze. If you see me freeze, let me know. Also, got myself a new camera. So if you notice the difference, please let us know. Yay. Thank goodness. Okay, let's rock news items. Before we make fun of all the people who are bullish the dollar index, okay, inside the allegedly strong jobs report, full-time workers down 1,000, part-time workers up 679,000. So people getting laid off from Amazon, Meta, and Salesforce, and everybody picking up part-time jobs to deal with inflation and credit cards. The 4.6 annual wage growth in December was the lowest since August 2021. So average hourly earnings, okay, the 12-month change. So what we're measuring when we measure inflation, right, is the rate of change in prices, right? How much it's changing. And as you can see from this blue line, average hourly earnings, the more people make, the more they can bid up prices, okay? So if average hourly earnings is slower or is decelerating versus where it was 12 months ago, these are additional data points that the Fed can use, okay, to wake up to the fact that if they continue on this path, they're going to wreck everything. Okay, average weekly hours, all employees are getting less hours. Okay, so this says wages are starting to reflect reality and indicating that inflation pressures are clearly easing, which is to be expected for any economy sliding into recession. All right, now for the moment, Goldilocks is the word of the day on Wall Street. So there is job growth. It's not the greatest job growth in the world. It's below economists' expectations, but Wall Street sees that as a good thing because it helps the Fed chill out. So there's this huge relief rally in stocks. Crypto's been holding tough the whole time. So crypto continues to hold tough and is probably going to do a moonshot next week. Okay. And bonds recovered and rates have started to fall after they scared everybody. All of these factors are constructive crypto. And crypto has already known and not bought into any of this, frankly, Fed hawkish horseshit that everyone is addicted to. Speaking of addiction, okay, really tired of hearing how everybody thinks the dollar index is going back to 109, when the fact of the matter is the dollar index crashed, made a 23% retracement of the recent move down, and then collapsed. So, you know, somebody can show me a chart book where this is bullish, and somebody can show me an economics textbook where anybody buys a currency when they're headed into recession, right? Or at least a decelerating path of tightening, right? It's like, you know, if this was an altcoin, would you buy this? Right? You know, it's like, let's try an ABC correction, right? So the trend in the dollar is down. And then you get this, right? You get this standard correction, and then the trend restarts. So Bitcoin is now flirting with 17K. And I don't know what's going to stop Bitcoin. Do you know, if you look at analytics on YouTube, like, no one's talking about Bitcoin. No one. Which makes me want to talk about Bitcoin. Okay. Cathie Wood from ARK continues to buy Coinbase after puking out a crypto bank, Silvergate. Okay, so Silvergate basically blew up and went out of business, and she's replacing it with Coinbase. Cathie Wood has not exactly had the best track record over the last year. She's gotten roughed up along with Kramer and a lot of other Momo investing types. However, in this case, I think, you know, when it comes to Coinbase, the volatility has been unbelievable. I can bring up the chart, but I continue to ask myself, why is everybody so negative? Okay, so Coinbase basically unchanged today, okay, after making this sort of epic new low earlier this morning. Okay. Epic new low in Coinbase, and it comes back. Interesting, don't you think? Everybody has packed it in on crypto. Everybody is like, regulation is coming, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, ETHE, right? Never shutting up about this, just never. Never, right? Whatever ETHE does in the prior season, you know, so it went down into the winter equinox on December 21st, and you would expect a rebound. So ETHE is Ethereum in the equity market, and everybody did nothing but sell it, and it's now up 10% on the day. So everybody who is bullish the dollar missed the Ethereum trade. And what happens if you wake up on Monday and hedge funds basically on Sunday night go, we better buy this shit right now. We better just buy this right now. Like, market buy it. So if you see this creep in crypto, that's why. Let's just go 89-minute so I can just basically emphasize the nature of these, like, you know, this is like a breakaway gap here in ETHE. It may get filled someday, but that's not now. Okay, and people are going to wait for the dip in these things and ain't going to get them. Talked about this with altcoins, right? Everyone's like, okay, I'll buy the dip. Yeah, okay, you're not getting one. This is gap and go. These are the gaps that are getting filled, right, from the give up trade, right? These gaps are what are being attacked. And if you look at ETHE, you know, the start of the give up trade was at $7. Right now it's at $5.98. So the amount of price appreciation that can occur in Ethereum is substantial, right? Back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin on a daily DeMark chart. So it's like clockwork. Counts, you know, it's going to go 1 through 9. DeMark is a quantitative chart system. Counts a certain set of conditions. The first part of a trend goes 1 through 9. Normally you get a dip after number 4, which we did, right? And then, there could be 3 more up days, right? Then a possible counter trend move, and then a trend could start. Okay. I think somewhere in here, a big up move is likely. Okay. Nothing is stopping this right now. Like resistance in Bitcoin from a DeMark point of view, 20,000. Crazy, right? Okay. Well, we'll see. It's like, this is my view. Come get me. Okay. ETH. Nobody wants to buy ETH at 1270 because there's resistance at 1290, which, I kind of understand that. This failed rally here was grotesque, but there has been a thing where once upon a time back in the bull market that it would pay to buy something just below resistance, particularly if it's not backing off from that resistance, because once it goes through, it's just gone and it's tough to get trade location. Not to mention you have this huge FTX inefficiency here from this thing just plummeting. So if the dollar index is trash and you have Goldilocks at best, which means the Fed's just got to chill out, right? Not too hot, not too cold for the moment. Silicon Valley cutting jobs left and right. Every time Powell opens his mouth, 10,000 people lose their jobs. It's sad. But the fact of the matter is, crypto is sound money compared to the problems that they've got in fiat. See previous streams where we just rail on the fact that the Bank of Japan and that whole country is about to have a financial crisis. So if that's the case, rates can't go higher and ETH has to go up. So everyone's going to tell me that there's no way ETH can trade at 1,500, that this whole FTX debacle can't be unwound, with people addicted to all this disaster stuff. Like they're addicted to it. It's like, oh, regulation is next. Oh my God. First it was Binance, right? Then it was back to FTX, right? Then it was, oh my God, interest rates. Now it's, oh my God, regulation is coming. There's just no shortage of people talking, oh my God, as this thing just slowly climbs the wall of worry. Wolf of Crypto is here. Lunch break live stream. What a great Friday. We appreciate you too, sir. Right? Channel is here. Sushi Nori is here. Welcome. Mike Rocks. Right? Jesus World Vlog. Welcome. Right? Joseph Ryan. Fernando with the sheepdog love. Right? Brick Dreams. Bonk helped Solana to have a pulse again. Wow, imagine that. Everybody gave up on Solana, and then Solana went up. Solana told you from day one. Dollar index, Solana, fade the herd. April, May last year, everything is all right. It wasn't. January 2023, everything is terrible. The world's coming to an end by everything. Moon it all. Now, these may be trading plays, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care. Right? Talk to me. All these people who think the dollar index is going up can talk to me when it actually does. Okay. So, now on a more realistic note, we have ETH headed for a 13 top on the 4-hour chart. So it's going to be a true test of what ETH can do when the 13 shows up. Does it top or does it go sideways? This is why I'm thinking you maybe got a day or two. You don't necessarily have to FOMO in right this second, but I do think after a consolidation of 1 or 2 days, ETH's got a real shot. Okay, this 90-minute chart I still like, right? 9 bottom, and then it starts counting straight up. It hits a 4. There's your correction off to 4. And if it holds, this is going to go green. Right? It's either going to go green now or it's going to go green on Monday whenever crypto hedge funds figure out that they can't sit around and do nothing because they're going to outperform. They're going to underperform. They have to chase it. They have to chase it. Okay, channel says ETH or BTC. I want to say ETH, but with Bitcoin, it may pay to play for like a 1 or 2 day God candle. right? Or it may pay to hold it for like 2 weeks in January. That's tough, right? Like Solana and altcoins seem to have paused, right? Maybe the way to do it is say Bitcoin miners, right? I'm wondering if there's enough FUD out about Bitcoin miners for it to be that kind of play. You buy the Bitcoin mining stocks, not investment advice, and you go with an ETH long. Okay. Afternoon from Southern California. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. So back to the jobs post, U.S. labor market powers ahead, but wage growth loses steam. Okay. So just keep in mind that this is what Reuters is reporting. The mainstream media reports labor markets power ahead, but it's all driven by part-time jobs, right? It's help wanted everywhere unless you want to make more than 50 grand a year, then you may have difficulty. So just keep in mind economic data, right? The interpretations of it. The government wants you to believe one thing, the details show another thing. The Fed wants to keep rates higher because they've been embarrassed by how they let inflation get out of control, or how inflation got out of control organically because of conflict in the Ukraine. Okay, for everybody who's bullish the dollar, Liz Cheney, an American congressperson who lost her job, right, says Ronald Reagan taught us that weakness is provocative. China and Russia are watching. If the Republican leadership agreed to weaken our national defense for his own personal gain, that will be his legacy, and our nation will suffer. This is an individual who's trying to get elected to be the leader of the Republican Party in the American Congress or Parliament. And he's having to make promises to people in order to do so. So someone who has the majority can't elect someone to speak for them. And people are buying the dollar. Whatever. Liquidity in legacy financial assets could be the next problem. Okay. Actually, I'm also wondering if liquidity in crypto could be the next problem, because everybody is all sold out in crypto and Bitcoin. Okay. So, all right. I'm sorry. I have a question here. So Wolf of Crypto says he's very interested in GLDN and BARC, the new way to trade water. All right. He's no longer using MetaMask, and he wants to know if these tokens are going to be on a centralized exchange. I'm not aware of any plans to put these coins on centralized exchanges, right? They want to keep everything in the decentralized universe. If you're wondering what BARC is, it's going to be a way to have price discovery in water. It's going to be a mechanism to get water from places where they have a lot, like Greenland, to places where they have none or will have none within 5 to 7 years. They are going to do this. I work for the company. I'm the director of research. I own BARC. And you will see on my Instagram, crypto.noble, which is new, the day that I am standing on a ship that is delivering water, right, that has been transacted through a blockchain mechanism. I won't have to say anything. I'll just have to take a picture of me on the barge waving #BARC, and I'm just going to let you all figure that out, right? It's going to be me on Instagram on the barge in Greenland, or standing at the bottom of a dried up reservoir, because drought is imminent or will happen this year. And like I said, I can do this on Instagram in almost a zero shill fashion. Just stand there and be like, here's reality. Here I am. Okay. Yeah. Chanel says shelves empty at Best Buy. I don't think anybody's going to restock because there's no demand. There's just no demand. That is the problem, right? Consumers are tapped out. Credit cards are maxed out. The Fed is going to hike everybody and hike until everything breaks. Maybe they're going to let them. Let them. I mean, the more they tighten, the more crypto is going to rally. The harder it's going to rally. Now, I don't know Part of it might be in January, and part of it might be the summer. Aiken is here with some notorious love. Welcome. Okay, gold. Gold. I can't imagine how many different ways there are to say this. Okay, gold stocks look like they just want to go to the moon, right? GDXJ inside an accumulation cone. Okay, it's like one big move away from a breakout. Okay, GDX has got a head and shoulders bottom and probably has an additional 15% upside from here. At GDX, these are the big mining companies. Okay, if you look at this on a weekly chart, GDX was, it had a floor, it became a ceiling, and then GDX broke out, right? It's not the ceiling anymore. So now it's going to go fill a gap at 36. And this gold chart, the gold trade has just started. The gold trade is relevant for GLDN, for BARC, and most importantly, ETH, because ETH does well when agricultural commodities and metals rally. So the more metals rally, the more you're on a countdown in ETH to say that big move in January. And I have said, pounded the table, with the way the world is and the way macro can shift day to day, week to week, you got to make money while the getting's good. I think the getting's good in January, so you got to get busy. Not investment advice, right? All right, so Nico likes LYXE, so I can give him some love for his altcoin idea. If people have altcoins that they want to look at, they're free to talk about it. YouTube is once again talking massively about Cardano. It would be absolutely fantastic. Okay, someone is asking, as a GLDN holder, can I be airdropped BARC? If so, how? Well, I would get in the GLDN Gold Retriever Telegram group and ask them about it. I think the amount of BARC that you get airdropped, or whether you get airdropped at all, depends on how much GLDN you have, but definitely check with them. And yes, if you do own GLDN, you're getting airdropped BARC, and I can just tell you what I'm doing. The best way to stay away from investment advice is to talk about what I'm doing, right? I have GLDN. I have liked GLDN since I first heard about it. Why? Because GLDN is going to be the currency used to pay for BARC. BARC is not an ETH pair. It's paired with GLDN. So in order to buy water, you got to buy GLDN. It's as simple as that, right? Just like in order to buy AVE on Uniswap back in the day, you had to get ETH. So by holding GLDN, I got airdrop BARC. And then in December, I tripled my position in BARC. Because where is a water price discovery instrument going to be in a drought? With me on Instagram standing on the ship that delivers water. That's it. I'm basically trading my own Instagram. Okay, so here's Solana. Nobody thinks this could go up. Everybody hated it at 9. It's gone to 14. They've doubled down on hating it. And if this thing breaks through 14, it's going to 45. That may not happen right this second, but I think people are completely underestimating what can go on here. Period. Okay. So we were looking at near last night, I believe. Okay. Cardano. Okay. Being bullish Cardano has become cool again. I'm cool with that. Anything that gets people in crypto pumped up, I'm cool with. Okay. So just a note. I mean, Cardano, 13 bottom, 9 bottom, classic. DeMark wave C or 5, meaning trend over from an Elliott wave point of view. And then it's up only. It's up only, right? Everyone loved it at $3. No one wants it at 23 cents. And I don't blame the crypto YouTubers for jumping on this again. Of course you're going to jump on this, right? I mean, everything was going to kill ETH And nobody took this seriously. They did for a while. You know, every trend line you can think of is getting broken. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, where it is right now, like 27 cents is where the resistance is. I don't see any reason why Cardano can't go to 31. This reminds me of equities in 2009. Nobody owns it. Everyone hates it. Even though it's up only, no one wants to buy it. It's like, oh, it's too expensive. I missed it. I'll wait for the dip. It's just, it's classic. This is what you see at the bottom of a market. And then sometimes what can happen is everyone goes, okay, I get it. I'm going to FOMO in. And then that's the end for the moment, right? You got to know when the getting is good. You probably got 3 more up days in Cardano. Do not underestimate what can go on here on Monday. Okay. Slide for Sheeb says, did you know Randy Zuckerberg holds Sheeb? Okay. Interesting. Crypto is my retirement. 2023, the year of women in crypto. Thoughts? God, can we please get women in crypto? Want to know what I'm going to do to try to pull women into crypto? Is I'm talking to somebody on Monday about getting a podcast started, as in audio only, right? My shot at being a large economy size crypto version of Joe Rogan, you know, NFA, I'm doing this, right? I mean, I've talked to my girlfriend's friends. I say, oh, I'm in crypto. I talk to them for like 30 seconds. They go, do you have a podcast? Yeah. So women coming into crypto makes a lot of sense, because men have gotten twisted up in the greed cycle, and crypto may actually start becoming useful, right? As a method of payment, as a method of investment. People may just be flat out tired of the gymnastics in equities. It's time for something new. So let's do it. Okay. All right. Reservoir Doggy is here. Pelosi's portfolio. Welcome. Just Leo and Piano Cat. Big Man says, any thoughts on Algorand? Well, let's check it out. Algorand was the house of pain last year. They just kept resetting the levels where hedge funds would sell it at. Okay, so it hit a DeMark support at 16 cents and bounced. There doesn't seem to be much resistance on the daily chart until 22 cents. There's evidence that there could be another DeMark bottom if it went down. Okay, and then, you know, with these altcoins, I keep looking at weekly charts, and I'm like, oh my God. 13 bottom in November. Final capitulative puke down to a 9 bottom. So you had the 13 plus the 9. You know, I was just thinking that this is above 19.5 cents, that this can go up, right? Every time I look at these altcoins, like especially if you look at them on a weekly basis up here, right? There's all these like reversal signals, and it just feels like the whole crypto world has its head up its ass, focusing on FUD. Everyone forgot about why we got into crypto to begin with. It's like I feel like I'm living in a parallel universe. Like April, May, sell in May, go away. Everything is not fine. January 2023, the world is coming to an end. FTX ruined it for all of us. No, FTX ruined it for centralized entities. Crypto is a decentralized currency and technology system. What blew up was a crypto industry that tried to build itself around the decentralized currencies and technologies. The crypto industry blew up. Cryptocurrency, digital assets, they're just fine. Thanks. They're fine. Everyone's trying to like rub the FTX FUD on crypto. No. A decentralized world means centralized entities are going to have trouble existing. That's why we built a decentralized world. See what I'm saying? So what is everybody all wound up about? Right? What's everybody doing? All right. First time listening, courtesy of the Crypto Love interview, the crew. Welcome. Welcome to any Crypto Love fans. Longtime collaborator with with Crypto Love. Love that guy, right? Love that guy. Okay. Naveed says FTX is a bank like high street banks. Right. Right. Centralized entities were the problem. I was looking at this chart this morning, kind of interested. Interesting weekly candle in XRP. I looked at the daily chart. Okay. There was a DeMark support point around 34 cents. XRP made it really difficult, looked kind of awful, but then it actually came back and recovered. Interesting from like just a straight up D wave point of view. You had the 13 bottom, and this could be A, B, C. Worst case scenario, you could wind up with something above 36 cents, right? In other words, the market is kind of putting everybody to sleep. The crypto market is kind of putting everybody to sleep today. You know, you got equities up 2.5%, bonds up 1.5%. Bitcoin can't seem to get through 17. ETH is up to unchanged. Okay, that's good because, you know, crypto sort of hung in while there were all these negative legacy gymnastics. Okay. Don't underestimate what crypto can do headed into next week. Don't underestimate that. Okay, let's check some coins that people have been interested in. Okay, there's Avalanche. Okay, Avalanche on a weekly basis, right? All the way up, all the way down, just as a reminder. Unbelievable. You know, if you look at the stochastics picture or the RSI picture in Avalanche on a weekly basis, right? So prices made huge new lows and the RSI did not. Okay. This was a 6-month period of time. Okay. This bullish divergence in Avalanche could be epic. And I'm going to talk about this. Okay. I'm going to talk about this until it doesn't work, that everyone's given up on Web3. Everyone's given up on Web3. Why? Okay. Talking about this last night, Chainlink. Okay. Chainlink on a 4-hour chart. Chainlink goes up, hits the 62% retracement, stops everyone out this morning, and rips higher. Chainlink is about as boring as it gets, I guess. But it seems like people want it on dips. People want it on dips, right? Solana FUD everywhere. Amazingly, if you look at Solana on a 4-hour chart, Solana is only dipping to the 23% retracement of its recent rally. Why is 23% retracement important? Because when I was in equities, when you would see something that could only retrace 23%, it's the sign of a more powerful uptrend. Okay, so if Solana holds above 1277, great. If it dips to 1187, that could be the buy, assuming there's a dip. Everybody is going to wake up to the fact that Web3 is not dead, that no one's talking about Web3. And I understand why, because the FUD is addicting. Just like the delusion that everything was okay back in May was addicting. Okay. Okay. So we've got a request to take a look at a meme coin I'm going to put it up here. I'm not going to comment too much. Okay. So when you have meme coins like this, what you want to be careful of is the double spike. Okay. So I'm just going to put the symbol up. Right. Basically, you don't want to see it fail at this other high. So if it blows through this and keeps going, then your meme coin is in business. Now, one thing I have tried to tell people is I know there's going to be an AI trade, okay, where every token is going to try to attach itself to artificial intelligence. That may work as a trade, but I'm just guessing that investment in real crypto will pay off, because the fact that nobody wants to invest in real crypto in itself is telling. Okay. There is your weekly candlestick in total 3. Okay. Let me just put up alligator. Okay. So if you look at total 3 weekly, along with this Williams alligator, it tells you one simple thing. The downtrend is way overextended. This is called the mouth of the alligator. Okay. The 2 red candles are kind of stalemates. And then you've got this green candle where the market is like, hey, check this out. And of course, with total 3, you've also got this epic divergence. You know, folks, do not underestimate what altcoins could do. If, say, Bitcoin does like one rally, right? They could have one big rally and these things could go up. Like, they could go up a lot. You know, it could like snowball. So everyone's like, gee, why is everyone, you know, like, gee, what's the next big play in crypto? I don't know. You might be able to get substantial returns on a trading basis. Get while the getting is good. Exactly. Okay. All right. Then somebody wants LYXE. Okay. So here's LYXE. All right. So LYXE tried to unwind part of the give up trade from FTX, got hit back down. And the question is, what is this? Is this an accumulation cone or a bear flag? Let's give it the benefit of the doubt, because there could be a rising tide that lifts all altcoins. That said, you do not want to see another failed rally repeat. That's how I would do this. So yes, please hit the like. Okay. Someone's asking for Decentraland. I was looking at this yesterday on, tried to take a look at the metaverse. Everyone is giving up on the metaverse, which I think is a mistake. But Mr. Market is the ultimate judge of that. So Decentraland consolidating below resistance at 32 cents. Okay. Now, if Decentraland takes that out, you know, it's got room to this high uptick before Christmas at 33 cents. Oh my God, would I love to see this stuff just rip. Right. I'm so tired of everybody saying it's no good. Okay. It's not no good. Right. It's just, you know, people's minds have somehow changed when really the only thing that changed was price. Price changed because of fraud. Fraud's over. Why are we all negative again? Federal Reserve's taking things too far. Government policy error. What else is new? Everyone bullish the dollar. Everybody's trying to do last year's trades. Why? Do this year's trades. How about that? I mean, Litecoin has managed to hold a bid, which is good because normally when Litecoin has a bid, the market, you know what's the bid. Okay. And Litecoin is holding the previous high uptick in May before the Celsius debacle was 74.32. And Litecoin's done a dance, but it's holding there. It's a decent candlestick on the daily chart. Why is everybody, why is everybody all negative? Right? Israel is here. Welcome. Okay, so Audius, still a lot of potential here, man. Like I said, Web3, decentralized music, Apple falling out of bed. Is it a coincidence that the rise of audio coincides with the fall of Apple? Let's see what happened to Apple. Apple's back today, probably overdone on the downside, but my understanding is, let's just go to a weekly chart here. Okay. Apple wiped out a lot of gains. Apple wiped out 2 years of gains on this decline. That's probably it, right? But, Web 2 is moving to Web 3. MasterCard launches Web 3 focused artist incubator with Polygon. Remember when these headlines would send the market just smoking to the upside? But just smoking to the upside. Just like it's not there. Then if we have FTX disaster stuff, right? Everyone's like, oh, wow, let me click on that. I think YouTube is like trying to turn itself around with Cardano. I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get, they see Cardano as up only, and Cardano was, under traded most likely, right? Or people are under invested in Cardano is really what I'm trying to say. Okay. RSR, reserved rights. I mean, when you look at this stuff, you have to ask, okay, do these altcoins still have value propositions? If the answer is yes, every altcoin isn't worthless. And every one of, yours or my altcoins is not a winner, right? So, reserve rights on a DeMark 6, a weekly chart. A lot of the weekly charts have got the Elliott wave bottom. So here's the 13 bottom, here's the 9 bottom, right? And then if you take that out, okay, I mean, reserve rights, there's the DeMark 5, 3 down, 4 up, 5, that's the end, right? Elliott waves, the trend moves in 5 waves, right? 1, 2, 3, that's right here, 4 up, and then 5 down. So you have a 5, you have a 0, that's DeMark's works way of saying that's it. I mean, if you've suffered with this, maybe you still suffer and see what it does. Okay. Steve J, do you believe regulation will never catch up with the technology? Look, they have to regulate decentralized entities. Keep saying this, Gensler and all these meatballs are like, oh, the problem is Uniswap. The problem is the decentralized world, DEXs. Yeah, who do you think was whispering that in their ear? Probably FTX and friends as they put money in their pocket. The problem is the centralized portion of crypto. They're the ones who are going to get the regulatory hammer dropped on them. Is somebody going to say, oh, you can't trade Bitcoin, or, we have to, not use Uniswap or the decentralized unit? Who lost money? Now, yeah, they can come pick on people. They can do whatever. Okay. I just think when you look at where the big problems came from, and the fact that they probably have to show that they've done something prior to the FTX trial. Okay. Miro is here. Welcome, giving me some love. Looks like we're getting more and more people on the stream. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here a while, welcome. Let's rock it in 2023. especially now that I can do what I want and say what I want. I say what I need to have to say, what I have to say, right? Okay, total 2. I think the way to look at total 2 is on a weekly basis. And maybe I can put in a fib speed resistance line. I mean, it's almost like some of this stuff has gone down so much. It's like you can't even fit it on the charts. Okay. So total 2 is currently at 435 billion. I don't see any reason why it couldn't go to 605. Let me put it this way. Anything the Fed did last year, they had to do to stop inflation because it was in the numbers and they were behind the curve. Any rate hikes the Fed do this year are unnecessary, but they'll probably do them anyway, and they'll probably get unwound. Why will they get unwound? Well, because whenever they figure out that they broke something, they're going to have to stop. Everyone says they'll never cut rates. Okay. You watch the stock market go down enough, or you watch somebody blow up and you watch how fast they're coming in. And even if they don't cut rates, who cares? Really, the issue is how much money are they printing, right? The Japanese are printing money to save their bond market, and I wouldn't doubt it if we were helping them. I mean, how is it in anybody's interest to have Japan blow up? Okay. Right? All right. Pancakes and peanut butter says hit the like button. All right. Somebody else asking, how come I'm out on my own? Because it was time. It's time. Right? You do the same thing for 3 years in crypto. 3 years in crypto is forever. Right? Somebody's asking about Harmony. Let's look at that on the DeMark charts. Okay, so this has maybe been rebranded. It doesn't say Harmony. It's ONE. Okay. You have resistance at 0.0107. So it's been a very decent rally off the low, and it looks like the upside count has restarted. But you do have a lot of resistance. This give up trade was unbelievable, right? It's just like everybody out. This is like a symbol for the entire market. Go Rangers. Absolutely. GALA, which we talked about. We did all this stuff about GALA. What, like a week? Oh my God, look at this. So this is your God candle. It's a 13 top. It's a 4-hour chart. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Everybody gave up on this stuff. Look at this, man. Theoretically, you could have 4 more up days. You might have a consolidation, but there's the 13 bottom. There's the 9 bottom. You go to the weekly chart. Okay, the 13 and the 9 was on the daily. Bottom, 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 Elliott wave, bottom. Like the 5 and the 0, which means downtrend over, boom, God candle. I mean, this is a classic example of what can happen. Don't have IDO. Hey, Nico is glad I'm still doing TA. Okay, Rohit is saying XRP is looking strong. Yes, it is. Okay, Dead Future Society is here. Thank you for the love. We appreciate that. Okay, let's wrap it up. Crypto hedge funds are going to have Sunday night meetings and ask if they can afford to have GALA happen to them. If they can afford to start the year off missing out. The answer is no. So if the macro continues to be Goldilocks, like our thumbnail, not too hot, not too cold, allowing the Fed to back off hawktard, crypto and Bitcoin in the middle of January can do very well. Bitcoin may have 1 or 2 up days. Altcoins and ETH might go up a lot more. So JB loves the enthusiasm. He's motivated. I'm motivated. I hope you're motivated to tune in next week. We will see you then.